I 18F am in an awkward position with my childhood best friend 19M and my boyfriend 20M. I've known my best friend Kevin since I was 5 years old. He is a great friend and a great guy. I've never felt anything but friendship toward him, and, if anything, I consider him to be like a brother to me. I'm not attracted to him physically and have always treated him platonically. I have always kept the affection to a strictly friends level, occasional hugs and whatnot, nothing more, because I don't want to send him confusing signals. When we were in high school, Kevin asked me to be his girlfriend and confessed to always having feelings for me. I was 15 and he was 16. I explained that I only saw him as a friend, and my feelings were not going to change. I have always been certain of this. After a period of awkwardness, he let it go and we became close friends again, like nothing happened. He also asked me to his senior prom, but to avoid causing confusion, I said no, and he went with someone else instead. I have told him more than once that we are just friends, and I am not looking for anything more from him. I'm not a very emotional person and have very limited dating experience, but about 6 months ago, I met a guy named Mark. I was instantly attracted to him. We discovered that we complement one another very well and started dating about a month after we met. Mark is my first serious boyfriend. He makes me very happy, and even though it's early in the relationship, I am excited to see where it leads, and he is very warm and understanding. I had never really felt a spark toward a guy until I met Mark. I waited a little while to introduce Kevin to Mark, because I was afraid of Kevin's reaction. Whenever I went on a date in high school, Kevin would get really jealous, so I stopped talking about guys with him altogether. But I wanted Kevin and Mark to meet because I want them both in my life, and I hoped if he saw me happy, Kevin would finally get over whatever feelings he had for me. I told Mark that Kevin has feelings for me, but I assured him that I did not feel the same way, and he trusted my word. We all went out together, Kevin, myself, Mark, and a couple of other friends after Mark and I became official, and it was just as I feared. Kevin hated Mark from the first moment they met. Mark tried his hardest to be friendly and to engage Kevin in conversation, but Kevin was rude and standoffish the whole time. Even our other friends thought he was taking it too far. I had hoped he would at least give Mark a chance, since Mark was making an effort, but Kevin wasn't having it. Mark was upset, but I told him I would speak to Kevin about his behavior. I asked Kevin to try and be a little nicer to Mark, or at least meet him halfway, and Kevin promised to try. Kevin didn't really try. He continued to treat Mark like he didn't exist, and would only invite me to hang out, but not Mark. One night, about a week ago, a group of us were out bowling, and Mark overheard Kevin saying some very rude things about him to one of our other friends. Mark confronted him, and things got heated. No punches were thrown, but I took Mark and we left shortly after. Mark apologized for making a scene, but I texted Kevin after we got home and I told him that I didn't appreciate how he was treating my boyfriend, and if he didn't stop, I wasn't going to hang out with him anymore. Kevin asked me to meet with him the next day, alone, so we could talk about it. I met him at a coffee place, and he basically told me that he couldn't believe I was picking Mark over him. He ranted about how he'd always been there for me, how he's been by my side for years, waiting for me to feel the same way he does, and I basically stepped all over him for some random guy I've only known for half a year. He then told me what I've always suspected and dreaded. He's been in love with me for years and can't stand to see me with someone else. I calmly reiterated that I have only ever considered him a friend, and have told him that before, and he went off on a big tirade about how insensitive I am, parading my boyfriend around in front of him. He got really emotional and said that Mark will never understand me like he does, and I'm shallow and selfish for refusing to give him a chance to change my mind. And he accused me of leading him on all these years. I apologized to Kevin for leading him on. I really don't think I did, but if he felt that way, it was unintentional on my end, and told him that he would not be able to change my mind. Because I'm with Mark, and even if I wasn't, that doesn't mean I would date him. He was pretty livid and said that I can't have both him and Mark, and I would have to choose my friendship with him or my relationship with Mark. Then he stormed out of the coffee shop. It was the angriest I've ever seen him. Kevin was always a really sweet guy, but whenever Mark is around or mentioned, he just gets really mad. I've had a few days to think about this. I don't want to give up my relationship with Mark. The relationship is young, but I'm happy, and we exchanged the love word about a month ago. I haven't known him nearly as long as I've known Kevin, but my feelings for him are strong, and I don't want to give them up. I told Mark about Kevin's ultimatum, and he was angry about it. He said I shouldn't have to choose, and told me he thinks Kevin is being totally irrational. I hoped Kevin would cool down, but he hasn't texted me since we met up, except one message that said, "You make up your mind yet?" I've been friends with Kevin for 13 years, and I don't want to throw our friendship away. He's never acted this irrational before. However, I know if we stay friends, he might not be able to get over his feelings, and I don't want to give him any false hope about us ending up together someday. I also think he's being a total jerk butt about everything. I'm going to pick Mark. I don't have any qualms about it. I know I need to cut Kevin out of my life. Mark would never make me choose like this, and I don't even recognize Kevin anymore from the way he's acting. But what do I say to Kevin? I'm worried about him, and don't want to hurt him any more than I already have. I feel terrible about everything and hate that Mark got tied up in all this drama, because he didn't even do anything. Kevin was really angry when we met up to talk, and I don't even know if I should meet with him again in person, especially alone. How do I end a 13-year friendship? Any advice?